Welcome back to the Swinging Light. I'm Doug.
And I'm Rachel.
All right, this year for Valentine's Day, Rachel and I went to the Golden Lamb. This is a hotel and restaurant. It's built in 1803. It's located in Lebanon, Ohio, and is the oldest operating business in Ohio.
We decided to stay here because we received a gift certificate for a wedding present from a few of our coworkers. And the Golden Lamb Hotel and Restaurant is famous because it's got colonial charm. It's had 12 U.S. presidents visit there. It's had famous people such as Charles Dickens and Mark Twain visit there. And it is also known to be haunted and has ghost stories that people have told from staying at the inn. So my coworkers, knowing we have a channel, thought that we could go there and experience it and maybe pick up some paranormal activity. So emphasizing on the ghost stories, there are a few that are pretty repetitive or people report frequently. One of them is about a gaunt man, old man, who stares out the windows, and when people see him, they just have an unsettling presence around him. They don't know who he is. They don't know where it came from. But this is somebody that, visitors are saying that they see again and again. Another ghost that has been reported haunting the Golden Lamb is a woman by the name of Eliza Clay. And her family were passing through, and in 1825, she stayed at the inn with her family and became gravely ill and actually died there. So what guests have reported is seeing a woman in 19th century wardrobe walking around the lesser populated areas of the inn, and they report feeling like a soft touch to their shoulder or around them when nobody's there. And it's more of a comforting motherly presence versus anything that's unsettling. So she's kind of the kind spirit that is said to reside there or haunt there. The one that I thought was really interesting was there was a man by the name of Clement Vallandigham, and he was a controversial U.S. congressman and a prominent figure for the Civil War. And in 1871, he was staying at the inn because he was defending an accused murderer. And he was standing in a room and he was demonstrating how he felt the victim could have done a self-inflicted gunshot to their abdomen. And as he was demonstrating this, he took a gun and shot himself and died right there at the inn. So it was a devastating tragedy.
So he pretty much proved that point that could happen.
Yeah, he did. And that's horrible. But, he had died there. And Doug and I kind of looked more into that, like, well, what room was that? And, because there wasn't really a room with his name on it. And we figured out that he actually committed the accidental shooting on himself in a dining room area. So now it is
it was room 15 and is now turned into a private dining room area.
Yes, it is. It was a room, but it was turned into a private dining room area, which they did have several private dining areas that were reserved and being used by people during our stay. So people do say that they feel that he haunts the inn because they report seeing his figure there, performing, the act of killing himself accidentally. They can also feel temperature drop in the room. And then in the dead of night, visitors have reported hearing like a crack of a gunshot and then just eerie silence. And it is very quiet there at night. Yeah. We figured that out. So that was really interesting to, learn prior to going there. And then finally, the ghost that has been seen the most was a girl named Sarah Stubbs, a woman. So she lived there for most of her life at the inn. Her family ran the inn, and she would go through the halls and play through the halls and whatnot. She had her own room, which they actually preserved. And on the fourth floor, it was right outside of our room. They preserved like her toys and her bed and everything. And it was very, you can tell like it was old time period toys and whatnot. It was kind of creepy. Like there was like Christmas tree in there and everything. And I took pictures into the room, and I didn't capture anything abnormal or whatnot. And but they say how she haunts the inn is that they'll see her darting through the halls and disappearing in the walls, and visitors will say like she tugs at their clothing to get them to play with her. So with all that information, we just kind of went in open-minded, and it was cool that we were able to reserve the room right across, from where her room was. So,
yeah. So we end up booking this for Friday the 13th, the day before Valentine's Day. And this is an old building.
yes.
And there's no elevators. So we stayed on the fourth floor, which is the top floor, and we had to take all the guest equipment up there, our luggage up there, and it was just, by the time I got to the top, I was exhausted.
I wasn't, because I read. I was a little winded. My respiration rate was a little up, but you were like,
I was done. I wanted to lay down.
Which people actually did complain about in the reviews. Like, there's no elevator. It's not really handicapped accessible. So with that in mind, it's worth mentioning to our viewers.
One thing that was really neat to see was that kind of the Lizzie Borden couch that we got a photo of you laying in.
I forget which floor it was.
Second floor.
It was at the second. Yeah.
Yeah.
We walked up, and the couch reminded me of the couch where Lizzie Borden's father was bludgeoned to death in the head, which I've actually seen in real life. I've been to the house. You need to go to the house. We will go to the house together. But I was like, take my picture on this couch, because that's what it reminded me of. But it had a lot of cool, it was definitely a historic atmosphere feel. It didn't smell old or mildewy or whatever, but you can tell the structure was definitely dated.
Yeah, the room, our room in the tap room that we had was almost like a half pipe. It was bowed, and you could see it. It was very obvious. The room itself that we stayed in was pretty small. It pretty much could hold the bed, a dresser, and that was probably it. I think there was a chair in there.
There was like a little
the two nightstands
area where it held the TV, where you could access cable.
Yeah. And then a bathroom that was connected to it. It was very small.
Mm-hmm. It had great views, though. Like, we had a great view. It was a corner room, and then we had a great view of Lebanon, which is a historic town, and the clock tower, which went off every single hour, chiming. So, I think it could use some renovation just to make it a little more comfortable for the guests, but keep the historic feel to it.
It definitely felt historic. It felt like an old building, which it was still nice because you can't get that,
right,
in a modern building.
So don't stay here if you're expecting it to be like a Hilton, because you're going to be disappointed. Yeah. But we were there for the experience and to see if we could capture anything.
So the first thing we did, we had dinner.
Yes.
Which was great. It was amazing. The food was phenomenal.
Yes. If I recommend anything about our whole experience, it is to definitely eat at the restaurant. We made reservations, which I'm glad we did, because it was pretty busy. And, we had the Valentine's Day special dinner, which was filet mignon and bay shrimp, and we ate the dessert. And the cheesecake was way better than my triple chocolate mousse.
Cheesecake's always the best.
The service was amazing, I must say. Our waiter, I haven't been waited on like that in a really long time. Very attentive, filling your water glass, making sure, but still giving you the private experience that you needed. So I wanted to try the fried chicken, but I wasn't going to pass up steak on a special occasion. So I almost want to go back and eat the fried chicken there.
I would definitely go back for the food.
Yes, absolutely.
100%.
Recommend it.
Yeah. So we did at night, we kind of stayed to our room with the ghost hunting because it was busy. It was Valentine's Day. And so we did not roam the hall, trying to find ghosts. It was so small, like using the music box, which is one of my favorite things to use. That couldn't find a really good spot to set this up where it would not kind of go off randomly because it was too close to a wall.
Mm-hmm.
But we kind of found one spot that we put it and it kind of aimed it towards the door, and then to the left or right side of the bed, but it did not go off the whole night.
Mm-mm.
And the only activity we really got was Rachel forgetting about the music box and setting it off and freaking out about it.
Yeah, I screamed. I got up to go to the bathroom and the thing ding, 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 I'm like, ah! Oh my gosh. And then I forgot. It hadn't gone off for so long that I forgot that we even set it up there, which, Doug laughed his ass off at me. And it was a funny moment, but.
We used the REM pod, but I cannot find a spot where it would not just automatically go off because the room was so small that there was so much electrical around.
And the REM pod is where it detects like changes in temperature, correct?
Right. And there was a few times that it did do that, but I couldn't say what it was. Like it could have been the door from the bathroom because I think one time you opened the door from the bathroom and then it went off. Mm-hmm. So that could have just been temperature change from the door opening up, or nothing that I would confidently say that's what it was, but it did go off a few times. And so I tried to move it away from the bathroom door to try to eliminate that. And the other side had the HVAC and
the temperature control for the room.
And that was just
it was going off continuously. I was like, it's going off from that.
Yeah. So I walked over there, and then when I stood in front of it, in between the two, then it stopped. So we knew, and it was like that every time. So we knew that's what that was causing it to do. So we pretty much, stopped using it because we couldn't use it anywhere in the room.
Field disturbance detected.
We use the laser.
The
laser field that
the
produced
dots.
The dots. It produced nothing. You set up the camera. We got nothing. I tried to record and, see if we could get any EVP on there. And to be honest, we didn't get any, EVP readings. But to be honest with you, the moment we walked into the room, we did not feel anything.
Right.
And we walked around the hotel and we checked out the museum a little bit, which I didn't feel anything in any part of the experience that made me feel uneasy or temperature drop or, somebody was watching me or whatever versus us walking into the Warren house and it was full throttle,
Right, yeah.
you could, it was the paranormal activity was palpable there, whereas this we were looking and reaching and trying to record something, and unfortunately we didn't get any activity out of this experience.
Besides you set the music box off.
Besides my own my own experience, which is just funny.
Yeah. So I mean, I would go back definitely for the food. I would to stay. I mean, I would like to ghost hunt if we had more than just our room and we had pretty much the
entire hotel.
Yes. I mean, that would be more fun. Because, I mean, when you're staying in one room, are you really going to get activity? I mean, you could get lucky, but if it's the whole hotel, you could probably catch something on a different floor when you're on in a different room.
Especially if you had a team working with you. But I mean, the price is not cheap. Like it would be pretty expensive to rent out the whole hotel and try to get an experience out of it. Do I believe that, with this being as old as it is and the stories and the background and everything, I believe activity has been picked up here. Just unfortunately, we weren't
Right.
able to experience that
We
ourselves.
tried. We tried.
We
on
did
the,
try.
on the Friday the 13th.
But we always enjoy each other and everything we do. So we were appreciative of the experience and the gift. So
So let us know if you have stayed at the Golden Lamb, and also let us know if you would like to see us ghost hunt anywhere else or visit another place. So we can probably put that on our agenda.
if you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel and check out our other social media platforms.
We're the Swinging Light. I'm Doug.
And I'm Rachel.
Until next time.
Keep the light on.